Alright, I think we figured out the issue. Give it one more second here. There we go, found it. Alright, so where we're at. I'm back. Let's see here. 2 Thoughtseize, a push. If I can see the other side.
There we go.
There we go. Got it. Yeah. Not sure what to make of it yet. Mostly because I just got in.
Yeah,
But it looks like somebody's got some aggro going with this digits player.
There you go.
2 for Dreadhorde Arcanist. That would be pretty good.
Which is actually interesting. Wait. So, what would you have taken? Was it the right pick? Mm-hmm. Card's actually really good. Sorcery attention speed is amazing. Favorite passage from Ivan.
What?
Favorite passage from Ivan right on number 4.
Yep.
Card's pretty good.
Yeah, it is really good actually.
Second Stitches Supplier, Milling, Habit of the Caribou, Thoughtseize, and a Clay. That is actually pretty good. Claim on the Dreadhorde Arcanist means that he gets a 3 cost. He might actually... No, he's casting Dreadhorde, but... Okay, he did sack...
Okay, there we go.
There we go. So he Village Rites and Revolt triggers. This is actually really interesting interaction between these folks, I guess. Pyromancer is filled with interesting interactions like this. Mm-hmm. Either ways, anything in response? What do you think he can? Like, already out of this blank ass state, it's as standard as the mirror's gold, isn't it? No. The RB Pyromancer mirror, it is pretty standard. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Thoughtseize, turn 1 Stitches Supplier. Looking at the deck list, who do you think might be favored? Larus, actually. Either ways, it seems there's a bit of confusion because technically the revolt thing would have happened because of holding priority, but I think we're all safe here. It depends on what Ivan would want to do. Yeah. Friendly reminder for folks. Commentaries is best when you do with VC. Really best. What did the no? Of course, you were in the tournament. Village rights into Stitcher supplier always the best thing. Ivan losing Loris, sad as it is.
Lurs is, but I'd imagine just going.
Mm-hmm. That extra value plus the lifelink would make for a big
Yeah,
swing.
definitely on must.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that he already lost his Loris, while Nick still has his Loris in the wings. So advantage to Nick, I assume. Nick is helping. For those watching, Nick is helping, and Ivan is
Okay.
with. Mm-hmm. What do you think can save them? Like, what do you think Ivan can make? What play do you think he can make that will save him?
If you can
As
find,
you
oh, there it
expected,
is.
there's the Croxa.
Spam.
Interestingly, he did discard another Croxa.
Yep, that's a play too.
There's the fatal push.
Get rid of the Arcanist. Smart move, smart move.
Red Hood obviously wouldn't survive long. Swinging in with for 1.
It hurts. Pain.
20 clock. A friendly commenter once said 20 turn clock is better than no clock.
There's
Uh,
a catwalk.
that being said, Castle Upwind is one of the better lands in the deck. Drawing, mhm, drawing a card, and there's the Croxa, exiling 5. Interestingly, he kept, yeah, as expected. Because of the Dreadhorde Arcanist, he is forced to keep a lot of his instant
Yep.
spells. Either ways, this could be anybody's games. Swinging into the Stitcher supplier is, you could argue that.
Away.
And there's the claim to claim would return it.
Other idea
Oh,
again.
there's the fame. Interestingly, Fatal Push still targets the Croxa because it's a 2 CMC cost, 2 CMC spell on the field.
Some
Fatal Push.
mana.
There we go. As expected of the Pyromancer player, both of them, which are Pyromancer
Oh, he's
players.
just aggro going on.
Mhm. It's funny.
Push.
It's funny because he's still able to return Croxa to the battlefield because Escape
Yep.
does not exile, which is fair and balanced. Eventually, you do run out of cards, yes. Ivan, yes.
So that might be.
Yeah. As long as the Dreadhorde Arcanist is on the field, though, he technically has one more spell.
Oh, what's
Speaking
the other-
of,
oh, you got no.
same combo that we literally just saw right now. Flame targeting the
Yeah.
Dreadhorde.
And they're
What do you think he
probably
flashed?
gonna
There's the Firing Impulse.
Yep, which will do 3.
And spell. Yep. This is a really swingy match. It's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, Interestingly, he can go to the Croxa play. Ivan, I mean, because he has exactly enough cards.
Yeah. Nick.
Mhm.
Nick. There.
No, don't worry about it. We all. Yep. Tapping 4. are the biggest thing, right? Is there anything else in format? Nope, that is the course. Proxa. Choosing the right cards is always important for Proxa because a Dreadnought Arcanist in the late game can be game changing. Anyway, there's the cross. What do we see from Nick? Interestingly, is the Fatal Push still in the graveyard? No for Nick, and it's not. So realistically, he has no way of dealing with Croxa unless he has one in hand. Nah, no, no.
He's probably got
For one. Village Rights to Fatal Pushes would be the play, but that's kind of desperate. Dreadnought Arcanist is the only source of damage right now. Notably, none of the Pyromancer. Yeah, notably, none of the Pyromancer players have a Pyromancer, which is the namesake of the deck. There's the Dreadnought. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's the Thoughtseize discarding the last card. Or does he? He does while flash to the face. He's kind of forced to. In shock terms, he dies to 3 more shocks. Is there a way how Ivan would claw his way back to victory? Like a series of. Mm-hmm. He might indeed. A play would be assuming. I mean, we have no knowledge of the hands, but like, say for example, you had another land. Oh, I thought he would get another land and go to Lurus, but I guess he doesn't have one. Think for one. Both players desperate for any source of damage. Rick's Marty Reveler. Uh, okay. Since it's a spectacle, yeah, exactly. Card's good in spectacle, huh? This is an interesting bit of tech. I don't think that Nick runs Rick's Marty Reveler. He runs something else over it. Which is actually really interesting. Abbott of the Karaoke. Which do you think is the better card? There's a claim. There's a claim targeting the young Pyromancer. There's the namesake of the deck. And there is the frame. Frame targeting Dreadhorde would be the play. Is there any other play that you can think of? Colgan's command looks. Mm-hmm. Discard and yeah. Interesting. We'll see a choice. There's the Colgan command. The discard has been claimed. Now, interestingly, whatever he discards would few crocs up. So technically, he can go for a 6/6 next turn. He's casting Village Rights, targeting Rick's Marty Reveler. Smart. Village Rights, such a good card. Draw 2 is real. Now, notably, that any card he discards is automatically Crocs of fodder. So, God, Crocs are so good. And a young Pyromancer, yeah. Mm-hmm. Both players in the tank. Because yeah, this game swings so fast. Like now that there's a young Pyromancer, it's like he has to deal with two things. He either has to let the Dreadhorde Arcanist live or the young Pyromancer. Personally, I'd target the young Pyromancer. What do you think? Hmm. Yeah, there's the hand cast Croxa. There's a response. There's the village right sacrificing elemental token, just replacing it. Might as well say draw two cards, right? Yep. And he discards a swamp. Feeling three, he there's the claim to fame. Doesn't give trample. Fame, interestingly, does not. Ah, yeah. Yep. He has to triple block, but if he does, the stitches supply. Yeah, I don't think. I think this is game, isn't it? That's game. I mean, he doesn't have to triple block. He has to block with. No, he has to because they're all one power. Yeah, just to flex. Okay. GG. That was a really swingy turn. Would the lantern even be important here? Like, is there a red? No, that's a different deck. Soul Guide Lantern, obviously a key card. You can like exile literally any spell that they cast. I'm trying to. I'm just make cling to dust. Now that's a cantrippy card. Is it better than the soul card? The lantern. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah. Lawrence has been declared. Siding has been done. What do you think you're looking for in an opening hand? Post sideboard. Thought series as usual is a dope ass card. And village right. Hmm. It comes down to who has the bigger board, like the wider board person. Ah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Foreboding runes revealing a swan, and the turn. Yeah, a scissor supplier discarding a young pyromancer, dragon skull. That cannot feel good. If he does have a claim to fame in hand, yup, that's actually really good. They're the Dread Oraconist. Would you attack into a Dread Oraconist? Oh, there's the Dread Board.
Therefore, it's fine.
Rip.
Approach.
20 turn clock. Yup. There's the Thoughtseize. Let's see that hand. Theoretically, yeah, but then the fame part is still a problem. That's fair, yeah. Yeah. Interestingly, he doesn't have any, creatures that do stuff per se. Like, he only has military cards, which is Stitcher's suppliers. He takes a claim to, as it seems so, yeah. Now, what do you think Ivan's play would be here? There's a soul guideline. I'm assuming followed. Mm-hmm. Supply, yeah, that's fair. Swinging in for one. Depending on what he drew, it might actually wildly fluctuate. But there's the second Stitcher supply. Claim Fame, Dragon Skull. Mm-hmm.
Here comes the other Stitcher.
Yep, his graveyard is full. Magma Spray. Magma Spray is an interesting sideboard card here because, like, if it does die, it deals with the Croxa. Dreadhood Archon is second one, actually. Now, he's managed to dump his entire hand. So right now, Ivan's hand is, anything. It could be literally anything. What saves him? Castle Emperor. Blocking. Yep. Castle Emperor. There is the Croxa. Ooh. Next time he's comfortably able to play the Croxa for its normal cost. Mm-hmm. Will we see a King to Dust? Perhaps. That also works, yeah. There's the King to Dust, as expected, targeting the Croxa. Obviously the right choice. It just sometimes you just have it. Yeah. Right, it gains. He does actually target the King to Dust. And in response, he just sacrifices. Yeah. Either way, it would have been exiled because he was going to crack the Soul Scar. This might be the last one. Question is, what now? With the Castle Emperor, he's dealing 4 damage. I think, yeah, 4 damage per turn. Mm-hmm. There's this 2 attacks. And he does. This implies that there isn't anything else interesting to do. There's a let's for the sake of comedy or for the sake of Ivan, let's assume that he's been flooding so far which means he's not in a good position.
Do a lot of work.
Oh
but
yeah, that is
probably-
true. There's a
There's
sec.
Stitcher's Fire
Mhm.
Impulse.
Fatal push, fire impulse, and
There's a
another
push.
fatal. Every target relevant for Dreadhorde.
Get rid of one of those
He
fires.
targets the fire impulse.
Okay.
Milling.
Fire.
Oh.
Another crops up.
Mm-hmm. No. That was a valid risk. I think sometimes you just take the risk. At least the numbers have reduced. Now he swings for 2, and that's easily blockable. There's the land.
Yep, there's that.
Swinging for 1. Is there a world where you'd Castle Embereth here? And then put Loras to. I think the block is the right answer. No blocks.
Oh,
20 current clock going in. There's the Castle Embereth. Castle Embereth putting in a lot of work. Cracking Fabled Passage. Fabled Passage is actually such a good card. Interesting. Yeah, interestingly now the Dreadhorde Arcanist has a lot more targets than it should. There's the young Pyromancer. Now this is a hard board to break, just in general. Much like last time, he has to deal with the young Pyromancer and a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Swing for 2. Targeting Fatal Push. There's the Village Right targeting the Stitcher Supply. Yup. Interestingly, he didn't do it during blocks.
Right.
Yikes. Board clear might. If I remember correctly, Ivan runs a volley or something. Let me check. Ivan runs a board clear, if I'm not wrong. I don't think he does. Cool.
Yeah,
There's the Croxa. Yep. The question is, what will he discard? Oh, he discarded the Stitcher Supplier. Yep. Hardcasting Croxa. Are we? Is that the play? There's the Hardcasting Croxa. Ivan trying to keep the cards in hand in case of a discard effect, or just being, what's the word? Proactive, I think. A 6/6. Now, this is interesting because his attack suddenly became a lot more awkward, haven't it? Nick's attacks. Do you even attack here?
right away.
Right, Dreadhorde Arcanist is on attacks. Nice. I keep misreading this card. I keep forgetting that it's not on damage. Why does it have trample?
The same thing.
The card's bonkers. The card's bonkers. Both players at 11, but it seems Nick is at a significant advantage. Ivan. Yeah, he can hardcast. Interesting. Village Rights do killing one of the elemental tokens. Another swamp to get Laras back. See, this is the most.
There's
Yeah, this is basically trouble for I.
Good here.
Yup. Does he have it? Is he actually going to play the 6 mana to play the runners?
Extra one that
Exactly. There is a Soul Glide Lantern in the graveyard, which he can get back from the Lurrus, but is it worth it? Claim to fame.
maybe.
Targeting the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Interesting.
It's a very
That
good play,
Yeah, that is actually good play. But now you just go fame targeting Dreadhorde Arcanist, right? And after that, uh-huh. Interestingly, that card gives haste for some reason, which is the right choice. Hmm? No, which is the right.
Honestly,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because the board advantage is just too big. He targets the Dreadhorde Arcanist. I am that which would assume.
there, so
Mm-hmm. The which means that I'm assuming he has a way to deal with the Pyromancer and the Elementals. It's your boy Crocs. This card's been cast so many times. Yeah, a 6/6 is really powerful. Yeah. Now the 6/6 can block a lot of things. It can eat as many elementals as it wants. Mm-hmm. Now, as this is the fun part about the young Pyromancer mirrors because the game fluctuates so widely. A turn before, Nick was completely on the board, ready to deal with anything, and suddenly there's a 6/6. Magic is a fun game. Nick on the tank right now by Status Supplier. He needs another Dreadhorde Arcanist into Fame, I assume, targeting then push in for attack with the
yeah, right now for
yeah. But other than that, is there any other chance that Nick wins this?
then I would.
Yeah.
I was
Mm-hmm. Swamp. There's the claim to fame. Targeting the Dreadhorde Arcanist is exactly the play that we were talking about. As expected, there's the fame, and I assume he's going to target the push. That being said, if he does target the blitz right, then like Dreadhorde Arcanist just dies. Yeah, he's forced to push it and rip Croxa. We're back where we started. Yeah, but we're back where we started with Nick having the board presence. Like really. Now,
right. So
mhm. Uh, while we were talking, somehow Ivan is back at 3. He has to deal with this entire board or he's dead on the crackback.
Taking Laris out. And
There's the
playing
cat. The cat does have lifelink. Mm-hmm. Is there a block that saves him? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. He's dead by 10 and then he gains 3.
Laris.
Yeah, it does have lifelink, but like he gains 3. So that's about 7 damage that goes through. Young Pyromancer. Mm-hmm. What's the. Is there a push? There's a magma spray.
Okay.
Cool. Yep. Young Pyromancer is such a good card. Alright, now he's no longer dead on the. Yeah, Ivan somehow crawled this way, like, got back where he was. There's the Croxa. Game 3. That's game. Game 3. God. Clutch Croxa, right? The card's so good though. Like, if he kept a card in hand, maybe he wouldn't have died, but here we are. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Croxa sometimes is a 2 mana deal 3. Right. Both of them declaring Laras as usual. Laras turning out to be a really good card in these matchups. Lifelink is. Yeah. My headcanon is that Laras is the kitty on the back, the really cute one, not the big one. I mean, Watsy can tell me that I'm wrong, but like, who's Watsy to tell me anything? Anyways, I'm assuming the same mulliganing rules are the same. You're looking for anything that deals with Croxa or removal in general, I guess. I've been keeping a 6, putting down a card. It's always London Mulligan. If anything, has made sure that you get to play Magic. Swamp. Will we see a Thoughtseize? Nope. It's a status supplier. Yeah, turn 1 mill 3 is good.
3 would be better than that.
It's almost like his deck uses the graveyard. Ooh. Attack for 1 is 20 turn clock. 20 turn clock, right. Early plays of Pyromancers is always so weird. There's the Thoughtseize. Now, interestingly, oh, there's the hand. Oh, if the status supplier milled like anything TBH, any creature, the claim to fame would have been an interesting option, but now he doesn't have anything. Yeah, Bill Rate seems good, yeah. Interestingly, he kept a 2-lander. So Colvin's command is dead until he gets the 3rd land. I imagine a very little, right? Cool. 22.
Not a bad play.
Nice. Tapping 2. There's the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Nice.
Yeah,
Now suddenly the claim to fame looking much better.
'cause it looks
Like we've all been there. On 7, keeping a one-lander. It's magic experience.
like so
Soul Guide landed. Yep. This deals with whatever the Dreadhorde Arcanist can bring back. Notably, Magma Spray cannot go off space. Not relevant, but I didn't know that. This is a much slower game than the last two games, isn't it? Foreboding Ruins. They're the third. Yeah. How did he? Is there any one mana ways that he can deal with this? Push, but that closes up. But like that closes up a lot. There's a second thought. Same card, same cards. He takes the push, which is fine. It's a risky, yeah, but it's a risky keep. Like keeping a one-lander. God,
five more.
5 more turns. I mean, it's better than the 20-turn cloud. Fabled Passage, and he puts the Lars to hand. Nice. Yeah, Thoughtseize again. Nice. Oh, he did. Oh, he did to take the Lars. I was just checking. Well, it's. I mean, Thoughtseize is basically a proactive like removal spell. Either way, things look dire for next. Do you actually catch claim fame here to for the extra damage? Nice. Yeah. Yeah. And he uses a Soul Guide Lantern targeting, Ivan. Yeah, that's
Yep.
fair. Even then, though, that's 2 damage. He's on a 3-turn clock. Yeah. He needs one more land. If he has a Fatal Push, he's forced to push the Arcanist, but even then, that's like at least 3 damage. Oh no, sadly he went to discard. This cannot feel good. That's rough from. Yeah. There's a world where he just fatal pushes whatever fame targets. But other than that, mm-hmm. Swing for 2. That's 2. Okay. There's the second Croxa. But I don't think he has enough mana. Right, he famed the Arcanist. Yeah, that's game. Next time he has an Arcanist backup plan. So, GG. There's a GG from Nick. It's pretty rough seeing no lands, but here we are. Gifted Data Bond is often claimed as the best card in this format. GG. Yeah, I mean, maybe the keep was right. Personally, I wouldn't have kept it because I do not trust myself enough. Would you have kept the hand? Like, would you have kept this? Yeah, I wouldn't have kept it. GG to all people. I think the next match is in a bit. I'm not sure. Stay tuned for the next match. This has been Kami and signing off. Bye.